Yo, what's up YouTube? I'm DJ Philly and welcome to Master Crafters. Today we're going to be showing you how to build a Piglin bartering farm. And as you can see, it's already running. So basically how it works is that we have a bunch of gold here in the dispenser. It shoots the gold out of the dispensers to the pigs, and the pigs will barter and gives us lots of good loot. And as you can see, it's already starting to give us a lot of loot. And the redstone is not that complicated. Basically, we have a clock that keeps running on infinitely, so the piglins will continuously get gold from it. And it comes with an on and off switch as well in the back of the farm. So if you turn on the redstone, that means the farm is off, and if you turn it off, that means the farm will continuously load. And as you can see on the front chest here, we also have a backup system as well. So if this chest were to say get filled up, it will shut off the farm as well. So say you are AFKing at this farm and the chest will get all filled up. The farm will actually shut itself off. That way you don't have a massacre of items in the glass chambers, which could potentially crash your game. So this farm does work pretty well, and you do get a pretty good amount of loot. So let's go to the item list and show you how to build this farm. Okay, so what you will need for this farm is 12 chests, and you may actually need more chests and more hoppers depending on how much storage you have. As you can see, I only have one layer of storage, but if you are AFKing, I would recommend a whole ton more of storage because this farm can fill up very fast. So you will need 12 chests for dispensers, 26 pieces of glass, any type of block that you have, 10 hoppers, 3 blocks of redstone, 8 sticky pistons, 18 pieces of redstone, 7 redstone repeaters, 2 redstone torches, 3 redstone comparators, 4 piglins, and I will show you how to get them in the farm. Now, an easier way to get the piglins in the farm is you may also need a minecart and some rails and powered rails along with some redstone torches. It is an easier way to get the piglins in the farm, but you'll also need 4 pieces of carpet and 1 lever. I also forgot to put this in the total list, but you will also need 2 observers and 20 pieces of any type of item, and the item does not matter because this is actually going to be placed in the hopper clock, so it does not actually matter, but you will need 23 of any type of item. And of course, you will need a whole ton of gold ingots, and gold ingots will actually only work in this farm. You cannot use any other type of gold. And an easy way to get gold is actually by making a gold farm, and we actually have 2 versions of a gold farm on our channel. I will link them both in the description below, so if you guys do want to use them to fuel your piglin farm here, you may go ahead. So I would recommend using those. That way you can get a ton of gold that you can use in this farm. So we will go ahead and get started building this thing. Now, before we get started building, I may need to clarify this if not everyone knows about this, but you can only use this farm in the nether. This farm will not work in the overworld because if you do not know, piglins will actually turn into zombie piglins in the overworld. So this farm can only be built in the nether, so you will need some sort of passageway to the nether, like a nether portal. Also, I will be building this build on a platform, but you can basically build wherever you want. I would recommend building this farm near a crimson forest, which are the red looking forests, and that is because the piglins will actually spawn in the crimson forest, so I would recommend putting it there. So to get started with your build, you will want to take out your chests and make a line of 8 chests or 4 double chests like this. Then go to the back here and place a hopper on the left side of each of the chests that we have here. Next, you will want to take out your carpet and your glass pieces and place a piece of carpet on each of the hoppers. And this is so that the items will actually go into the hopper properly, because if you were to say not have carpet on here and items were to go in between the hitbox of the hopper, they may not actually be picked up. So the carpet can actually help pick up all the items from this farm. Then what you'll need to do is place some glass here, and you can just get out some temporary blocks as well, because we will need to use them. Now take out your temporary blocks and place a block in between each hopper. That way we can place the glass pieces here, and they will need to be too high, just like this. Then you could break the temporary blocks because they were only temporary. Then we can go ahead and put some glass here at the front of the chest like this. And you may need to shift click as well, like so. And because this is glass, you will be able to open the chest as well. Then go to the back of the farm here, place a temporary block behind each of the hoppers like this. Place a piece of glass, only one, and then go ahead and break the block here. And then what you'll need to do is put a dispenser here facing inside the chamber like so. So you may need to get into the chamber just real quickly like this, with the little face here facing into the chamber where the piglins are going to be stored. So something like this. And you may want to go ahead and just fill the dispensers up with gold if you are ready to do so. That way you do not forget. Now you will actually want to go to the front of the farm here on the left side, place a comparator by the chest like this, and with the two prongs facing into the chest like this, or the arrow facing the opposite direction of the chest, both is the same thing. Then you can place a piece of redstone by the comparator on the left side, then place another one here, and then go ahead and place two more redstone like this. We have 3 pieces of redstone, then one going into the comparator on the left side. Next, you will then want to place your redstone torch right here. That way it powers this comparator on the left side. Then place a piece of redstone like this, and this piece of redstone should be unpowered. If it is powered, then you may have done something wrong here. Now before we go any further, I did want to clarify, I did make a mistake while editing this, or making this video here, and this little redstone comparator here actually needs to be on subtract mode, and you can do this by right clicking, and you'll know that this is actually on subtract mode if the little prong here is lit up. So this will need to be in subtract mode, and this is very important. And as you may see later in the video, this will actually be turned off. That was my mistake. This will need to be in subtract mode, and this little prong here will need to be turned on. Then you will need to take out 2 blocks just like this, place a redstone torch on the side like this, and then place a piece of redstone down here, up here, and place one like this, so it makes sort of like an L with the redstone torch on the side of the block. From here, you will want to go over to this little L of a redstone here, place a repeater, then place a piece of redstone, repeater, redstone, and one more repeater and one more piece of redstone, just like this. Now you may not actually need the repeaters here. You can also just use redstone dust, but I do like to have repeaters here just to ensure that the signal goes all the way out here. Then you want to take out your sticky pistons. Go ahead and place them right next to the redstone dust like this. So every other block, and the piston should be facing upward, and it should be powered right now. So the piston should be going like this in a powered state. And you will want to place one every other block here with the redstone dust connecting in towards the piston like this, and it should be powered like so. Next, you want to go over to the left side on the back side of the farm here, place a block and a block like this, and you may need to shift click, so like this. So every other block with a block connecting to the glass, and a block connecting in between the pistons like this. And you may need to pause the video just to see how it looks. Then you will need to place a block on top of the sticky pistons like this. And yes, it is sticking out, and that means that the farm is actually working, and that should be how it is made. Then go ahead, and as you can see, we have blocks in between the pistons, and you will need to place a redstone dust on in between each of the blocks that are sticking out, and then take out your repeaters. Place a repeater facing into the dispenser with the back facing in towards the block that's sticking out on each one of these, so it should look something like this. Next, you will want to stay in the back of the farm here and go ahead and place some blocks here. This will just be easier so that we can build the redstone area. So 3 blocks this way and 7 blocks this way to make just a little platform, and this will just make it easier for us to put in the redstone components. So as you can see here, I just extended the little platform that we made by 3 and then 7 blocks so that it fits the area. Next, you want to go over to this middle redstone just like this. Go inside of it and then place a observer, and the arrow should be facing towards the block that is sticking out, and the face should be seen like this. That means it is okay. Next, take out your sticky piston, place a sticky piston with its face facing towards this like this, and a sticky piston facing like this, so that it should be 2 blocks away from each other, and the right one should be on the face of the observer. Next, take a block of redstone, place it on the left piston like this. Then place a redstone behind each of the pistons here. Place a block on the side of the redstone like this, so as you can see. And then we will need a comparator with the 2 prongs facing this way and facing this way, and this is where we're actually going to put our hoppers here. So you may need to put in a temporary block with the hopper facing in to the side like this, and then you can break the temporary block and then place another hopper here with the face going in towards each other. Then you can go to the back here again, go into one of the hoppers here and place in the 23 of any item. And as you can see, the machine will start to work already because the items will flow into each other. And this is actually called the Etho Hopper Clock. So as you can see, it sends a signal over time, so which allows the gold to be distributed to the piglins over time in a continuous loop. Now this is fully optional, but we will also be making an on and off switch for this farm. So you will want to go to the back of the farm here and then place a sticky piston that is 2 blocks down from the hoppers here. Place a block of redstone on each of the sticky pistons, and then place 2 pieces of redstone like this with a lever on here. And as you can see, if we turn the sticky pistons on, this will actually lock both hoppers here and will shut the farm off. And if you do the same again, it will turn the farm back on because it will unlock these hoppers, which means the farm will be operating again. So we will just turn this off here so we don't hear that annoying noise. And as you can see, we are on the front of the farm here, and this is also optional, but I do like to put extra storage here on each of the dispensers. So in order to do that, we will place a hopper facing into each of the dispensers, and then place a chest on each one of them like this. And that way you can put in extra gold here. Now, if you don't want to do this method, you can do whatever method that you want. You can use rails with a hopper minecart. It really doesn't matter, but this will actually add more storage so that you can store more gold in the farm. That way it will take longer and you can get a lot of more items in this farm. So as you can see here, the farm is actually fully operational and all it will need are piglins. So we are actually going to go over to a crimson forest here and show you guys an easy way on how to put the piglins inside the chambers. So in order to easily get the piglins into the chamber, you will need some powered rails, a couple of redstone torches, any type of blocks that you want, probably a couple pieces of glass along with a minecart, and I also suggest a type of weapon such as a sword. That way you can protect yourself from hoglins, which are dangerous and will try to kill you because they do spawn in the Crimson Forest, along with a type of gold armor. That way the piglins will stay peaceful with you. So as you can see here, we built a miniature version of the chamber, and this is a easier way to get the piglins in. So if you go to the right side of the chamber, place some blocks up to level up with the glass, then go ahead and sort of make a stairs. And once you have the stairs complete, you can go ahead and put some powered rails here, and then put a rail like this, and then you will need to place a rail down here as well. Then you can go ahead and place the redstone torches on like this, so that it will power the powered rails here. So then you can go ahead and place some rails here and try to find a piglin in the area that is just spawned here. Go ahead and place a minecart anywhere on the rail system. And as you can see here, we placed our minecart here with the rails going up like this. And all you will need to do is go over to any piglin, throw some gold in here, and try to make a gold path that goes to the minecart. That way the little piggy gets trapped in the minecart here. It may take a few seconds, and this also does occur, as you can see. But if the piglin does not see the gold in anywhere of his range, he will not actually go for it. So you may need to try just a couple of times here like this. It does get a little bit tricky at some times if the piglins do not want to cooperate, but try your best to make a pathway to the minecart here. It may take just a few times, but the piglin should work and should pathfind over to there. So as you can see, we made a little pathway over to the minecart, and you may need to do some pushing just so that the piglin can see where the gold is. And as you can see, he's almost in the minecart, so this is an easier way to put the piglin inside the chamber, and he's almost done. You may need to push the piglin while he's trading here, and as you can see, the little piglin got stuck in the minecart, which is the one thing that we do need. All you need is to push him on the rails here, and as you can see, he goes up, and you may just need to do a bit of pushing, and as you can see, he goes down here. Now try your best to break the minecart here, that way it doesn't interfere with the farm. So as you can see, we can just do it with a sword with run click. You may need to break some glass pieces temporary just to get the minecart out of there, but once you do, your farm is actually fully operational. So what you can do here is break down the stairs and do this for each chamber, and that way you got all your piglins in the farm. And also, one thing that you will need is a piece of glass on top of their heads, and this is because items can actually fly out of here, so you will need any type of block above their head. That way the items won't flow out of the chamber, and you may lose some items during the farm process. So guys, your farm is fully operational, and you will need to place gold in your system here. That way the gold will actually go down the dispensers, and you can go ahead and turn on the farm here. And as you can see, it will start up in just a few seconds. It does take just a bit of time possibly to start up, but as you can see, the piglins have gold, and they will take just a few seconds, but then they will start dropping items like crazy, and as you can see, you will get a ton of loot. And also, just one more tip, but I would recommend if you are AFKing, probably turn down your game volume because these piggies can be very loud when they are bartering with each other. And also, just one more thing is that you will need adult piglins for this farm. You cannot have children piglins because they will never actually grow up to be adult piglins, and you cannot barter with child piglins, so you will need adult piglins But if you got this far, well, your farm is fully operational, and I thank you for using this tutorial that we have built here. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, our social media is down in the description below, along with our Twitch channel where we will be streaming there, so you may want to go check it out at twitch.tv/mastercrafters101. So thank you guys, and have an awesome rest of your day, and I thank you for watching this tutorial.